here with Pastor Sapp, and he put together, what was it, this season, wasn't it, this spring?
That is correct.
This spring, some videos of the big Morel hunt. So Wendy is a big Morel hunter, and what follows is his adventures from this spring. Where were you, or what did you do, Wendy?
Well, every year I look forward to the Morel mushroom season, and it usually starts around the 15th of April in the St. Louis area where I live. The season moves north. Now, my brother Conrad tells me that it moves north about 20 miles a day, and I would say he's probably pretty accurate about that. But so you can start hunting and then just kind of move north as the season goes, and about the usually around the 10th of May, I get up into west central Illinois, which is as far north as I go, and that's kind of the end of the season. So sometimes it's a little earlier, sometimes a little later, because the cold weather this year, it was a little later season, and it was a little longer season. So it was wonderful, especially late season in Illinois. It was great hunting.
Getting a little rain here in the St. Louis area today. It'll be good for the morels. I am in the woods in the Forest Park area of St. Louis, Missouri. And of course, I'm hunting morel mushrooms, but I've come up on something pretty interesting. Seems to be home for someone. Pretty thick woods around, and elm trees, which means I'm thinking there's morels. I found a nice group of about 6 a little bit ago. And I'm seeing some, and I'm seeing a nice find. Oh my goodness. They're large, they're yellow, they're fresh. Off in the distance I see one there, fork of that stick. God is good. Place these out here for us to find, and they're yummy to eat. One of the flattest ones I've ever seen. I pick them low to the ground, leave the stem in the ground so they come up next year, but those stems are good eating also. Side by side, kind of like twins. I think there's a couple more, and I'm going to search this area real good, knowing that there's probably some more. Since our last meeting, I found about 6 more nice ones and have come up on some more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's one down, but it's still good. 6. Wow, this is wonderful. And within a mile of my house, in the heart of St. Louis. Who would have thought it?
Oh yeah, sauteing some small gray morels, and going to add eggs and have scrambled eggs with morel mushrooms. And little diced onions and peppers with them. The gray ones are pretty well done for this year, but the big yellow ones are up and going.
I just run onto something you really don't see very often, and that's 4 nice morels all attached to the same trunk. That's cool. So far I've picked this nice pile, and If I went home now, I'd be happy. Sometimes you walk in the woods. I've walked 3 hours in the woods and not found any, or 2 or 3, and sometimes you hit the jackpot. This is the jackpot. Because these late morels look so much like the leaves and sticks, they're very difficult to find sometimes, and they hide. Here's one I've come up on really hiding. You can see the top of it. As I pull the leaves away, there it is, and that's a nice one. That is a nice morel. Pinch it off at the bottom. Leave the root in the ground, hoping they'll produce again next year. It's just come up on another really nice group. Looks like about 11 or 12. Well, there's 3 more. And there's 2 more over there. I think we're looking at about 15 more.
We didn't have any oil, so we're using a little butter here. And I've been battering, and Daryl's been frying, and we just sampled some, and my, they are good. Oh my.
And there's one. It looks like I could be getting into a little more of maybe the last bunch. There's another, and 2. Let's just walk around a little. There's another, and another. This is good. There's one over here. Ooh, that one. It's a good one, but it's starting to dry a little bit. More. Oh gosh. Okay. There's one hiding in there. There's one laying down, but it's in good shape. And another. Here's an interesting situation. I've found one that's kind of tied down by a dried strand of grass, so it couldn't stand all the way up. A morel, of course, does not pop up straight and grow. They unfold out of the ground. They're under the ground, and then they just unfold and gradually stand straight up tall, usually. We've got a little different kind of mushroom here. It's a lot like a morel, and it is edible. They are awfully crumbly. If you pick them up and they're in your bag very long, they usually fall apart. But when you've been walking in the woods for 30, 40 minutes and not finding any, it's a great sight to see when you break the ice, as we just have. And it's even better when you see that there's more in the area. So this is a great icebreaker, and I needed it. It's been up a while. It's got a bad spot on it. I'll cut that off, throw part of it back into the ground. But compared to some others, it's a little one. And I want to show you one here. It's still laying down flat. It hasn't stood up yet. And that's the way they do. They come up, unfold, stand up straight, and this one's still laying down on the ground. There are a lot of things in the woods that look like a morel when you first see them, only to find out they're not, like sweet gumballs and some leaves shaped a certain way and sticks. But one of the most deceiving things I found is corn cobs like these. Here's two that came up on the buddy system. I think I just found two of the biggest ones of the day. That one there, nice and thick and tall, and even a little bit bigger one here. That's a nice size, about 6 inches from the stem to the tip. I've had a great day. I'm making my way back, but I found one more good one 3 days later than I've ever found morels in west central Illinois. But it's been a late season with all the spring cold weather, and I've found some. Most have been a bit dry or deteriorated. Nice, fresh, probably came up yesterday. I'm gonna pick it and I'm gonna eat it. That's a nice fresh one. That's probably the best one I found today. I just hope its brother or sister is around close by, maybe a whole family. About 10 steps down the hill, looks like I have come up on some other siblings. There's one. There's one. Oh my goodness. That is a nice one. There's my stake. I put a stake there to make sure I wouldn't lose track of this one, but it's being held down. You can see it didn't get to stand up because it's wrapped up in a little tiny vine, and but I'm going to free it up. Nice fresh one, and we've got one or two more. Well, here's, okay, there's one in there, and there's a third one up the hill a little ways. A little bit smaller one, but another one tucked in there. Where there's four, there's more, I always say. These make me think at least another day or two up here in central Illinois. Boy, the birds are nice and happy, enjoying the woods also. There's, tops are a little dry, but looks like a mother and her two little children. Something we don't see very often is a morel that's growing straight out of the moss. I'm getting pretty excited because I just saw these two, and then I started looking around, and it looks like all that I'm looking at are nice fresh ones. Look at over here. Got a couple there side by side, and look, nice. These are big ones. They're the biggest ones I've seen all day, and they're fresh. There's two more. This is so exciting. There's another one that's, it got top heavy and just tipped over. Oh my, oh my, oh my goodness sakes. Get those two right in there side by side. Another one over here, and Nice big one there, and there's a couple more over here. I've lost track of how many. I'm going to say about 18 that I've seen so far. Boy, this is probably the two nicest ones. That I found today. You try to get as much stem as you can. It's great to eat as well, but also you want to leave some stem in the ground so they'll join us next year. This is unusual. The one on the left has a hickory nut that's been partially eaten in the top. Just got through picking that mess that I found and I've piled them up, and I think it ends up being, I believe it's about 28. I was counting for a while and I kind of lost track, but 28 or 30 all together. And some of them are some of the nicest morels I found this season. It sure makes it fun, and what a great find. I've been out for about 30 minutes. Been blanked, but I've just come up on some, so I'm not going to go home empty-handed. Only got about 20 more minutes before getting ready to head back to St. Louis. There's a couple, there's 4. Looks like we've got 7 here. Well, this is good. Well, it's about time to head out of the woods and head back to St. Louis, and this very likely is the last morel of the season for me. It's been a good season. I'm grateful and thankful, and thank you for joining me in this journey. On my way back, I just ran into another one, and boy, it's a nice one. Look at that. May 14th, 2014. Unusual and wonderful. Blessings.